On June 26, 1999, at approximately 2:14 in the afternoon, my dad did an oh crap moment. Not only was it his first child, I was a sweet baby girl, and I was going to have him wrapped around my finger forever. Then at 2:15, when the nurses held me up and announced I was a perfect little baby, another wave of panic grew over him as he became aware he was now bound to a lifetime full of commitment, trying to make me the best possible outcome. A concept he didn't fully understand, for his father wasn't around very much when he was growing up, but took on the task despite. Unsure of what to do and where to start, he just chose to take this parenting thing day by day. With that, he established his own style of parenting with a main goal to teach me that positivity is the best way to be successful. Those weren't his words exactly. It was more of a dad saying, like, go to bed with a negative attitude, wake up with a sour taste in your mouth type of saying. But nonetheless, my dad did the most to make sure I had memories to be nostalgic about and empowered me in his own way to find the best in every situation. A way he instilled that in me when I was young was by encouraging my imagination. He would feed it by building forts out of shelves, clamps, and blankets that were big enough to stand in, letting my mind run wild within the possibilities. There was a time when I held a circus and my brother and I did all the work, making tickets out of colored construction paper, popping the popcorn that was sold behind the couch at concessions, where my dad would always sell us out. My parents were given VIP seats with their names neatly written on folded chairs that we stole from the basement. And after every act, my dad would clap and cheer with enthusiasm as we bowed, enlarging my brother and I's confidence. His creativity and effort boosted me and my brother every day, allowing us to fill our childhood in these positive memories he gave us the foundation for. As years flew by and the circus tent came down, an obstacle of divorce fell over our family's path. A bit shaken from this fun, imaginative world my dad capsuled me in, however, like every obstacle, it was a minute before we got up off the ground and dusted off our knees. But when the time came, my dad moved his focus from making the time he spent with me more elaborate and imaginative to more humorous and getting me to smile. Just like he would when making a fort, he would go out of his way to make me laugh. A common thing my dad would do was this thing we called the offbeat clap, followed by his elbow dance. We would always listen to the same radio station in the car. It was our area's top hits station, and if either my brother and I had a bad day or there was some conflict between our parents, that was often, the conversation would be to a minimal. And in this time, my dad would pick a song to do a dramatic offbeat clap, but looked as if he was trying to get on beat. Or he would do his elbow dance, which consisted of him having both his hands on the steering wheel and dancing with his arms flapping like he would in the chicken dance. Both were always in the car and always managed to get us to at least crack a smile. He brought this humor aspect into the memories I hold of that time period, so that me and my brother weren't consumed or focused in on the negative events that were happening during that time, but also acknowledging the fact that life isn't always going to be cupcakes and rainbows, and teaching us that positivity doesn't mean perfection. Within these past couple of years, my dad watched me begin to become independent and reach for things bigger than he was ever offered at my age. He didn't fully understand the stress of getting into college or the funding decisions that came behind it. Again, he was stepping into uncharted territory, sending his kid into the world hoping they would retain all the lessons that he had ingrained in them in their whole life. However, he took it one step at a time, learning all the things that go into preparing for college, including moving me in and saying goodbye, where when he hugged me, he whispered into my ear, "I'm excited to make your room into a storage space. Find the positive in every situation." So I whispered back, "I'm glad I won't have to hear your bad jokes anymore." And as he and the rest of my family left my empty dorm room, where I was left to take on the challenges of college, I decided not to cry from being overwhelmed, but to smile and imagine all the things I'm about to experience, just as my father taught me how to do. Thank you.